Jess from Non-Stop Kids. Hello and welcome to another story time. Are you ready for a story? Put your hands on your head if you're ready for a story. Put your hands on your shoulders if you're ready for a story. Put your finger on your nose if you're ready for a story. Not up your nose, on your nose. And wiggle those fingers if you are ready for a story. Oh, fantastic. Now, I have got a good story for you again this week. I have got the story of the Chronicles of Narnia. Now, you may have seen this film. You may have even read the book. But this time, I'm going to show you all the pictures and we're going to read along together. So make sure you're sitting somewhere comfy. You get all snuggled up with your family, with your dog, with your favourite toys, and let's do some story time all together. Are you ready? Let's go! One day, 4 siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy, discovered a land full of magical creatures, ruled by the White Witch, an evil sorceress. That land is called Narnia. Lots of curious and wonderful talking creatures live in Narnia. Some are good, but others are very, very bad. Come inside the wardrobe to meet them all. Oh, there she goes. Into the wardrobe. Does your wardrobe lead to a magical place called Narnia? Might have to check mine a bit later. Lucy met Mr. Tumnus on her first trip to Narnia. Mr. Tumnus is a faun. He has the body of a man on top and legs like a goat below and hooves for feet. On his head are 2 pointy horns. Can everybody show me their 2 pointy horns? We're going to pretend to be Mr. Tumnus. Very good. So a half man, half goat. Meh. I think that's a noise a goat makes. Lucy had never seen a faun before, but she was very glad that she met Mr. Tumnus. He asked her for tea, and they got along so well that they were soon good friends. So there they are, having some tea. Very nice. Edmund didn't believe his sister when Lucy told him about Mr. Tumnus. He thought magical creatures were all imaginary. So he was quite surprised when he ran into a mean-looking dwarf named Ginnebrick. Ginnebrick is very small, not much taller than you. He has a long beard and pointy hat. Should we try that together? So everybody do their long beard. Long beard and a pointy hat. One more time. A long beard and a pointy hat. Some dwarves are good, but not Ginnebrick. He is the driver of the White Witch's sleigh. Oh no. He doesn't look very nice and friendly at all. Oh. Edmund didn't realise it at first, but even though the White Witch looks like a great lady with fair skin and beautiful fur robes, she's not a lady at all. She's an enchantress who rules Narnia with dark magic. Let's wiggle our fingers for dark magic. Ooh, very good. Let me show you a picture of her. There she is, the White Witch. Oh, she's got a mean stare on her, that's for sure. More than 100 years ago, she cast a spell, making it always winter in Narnia. Even worse, with one quick flick of her wand, she turns innocent creatures to stone. Let's all flick our wands after 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear, that's not a very good superpower to have. But not every creature in the forest is afraid of the White Witch. In fact, Mr. Beaver and many other noble creatures secretly plan to free their land from her wicked curse. When Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy met Mr. Beaver in the forest, he took them through the thick trees to his dam. Mr. Beaver prepared a delicious meal and he told them stories about Narnia. There they are, all the children. Mr. Beaver telling them all the stories. Imagine having tea with a beaver. This is a magical place. Mr. Beaver started to tell the children about the White Witch and her terrible followers, but Edmund sneaked away while he was talking. Edmund should have listened to Mr. Beaver because at the White Witch's castle he met Grimm, the evil wolf who is captain of the witch's secret police. Oh my goodness, there's so many nasty magical creatures. Grimm uses his nose to follow the White Witch's enemies through forests and across mountains. He leads a small army of wolves who fight for the White Witch. It is very hard to defeat the wolves, but sometimes they can be outsmarted. And what kind of a noise, a sound, does a wolf make? Do you know? Should we do the noise all together? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ow! Very good. Mr. Fox is one of the cleverest animals in the forest. He isn't very large, but he makes up for it with his quick thinking. When Grimm and his wolves were chasing Peter, Susie, Lucen and the beavers, Mr. Fox knew just what to do. While the children hid in a tree, he convinced the giant wolf that they had already got away. So there are the wolves looking lost. Where are the children gone? See, they can be outsmarted, it's true. Mr. Fox and Mr. Beaver could never defeat the White Witch on their own, even if all the creatures in the forest helped. But they had a very powerful friend. They knew that Aslan, the true king of Narnia, would return. Does anybody know what creature Aslan is? Does anybody know? This story is called The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Now, we've had the wardrobe and we met the witch. Maybe he's a lion. Let's have a look. He will bring spring back to Narnia and free the land from the White Witch. Look, there he is. The king of Narnia, the lion Aslan. He'll know what to do. The children decided to go with the beavers to join Aslan's army. It was a very dangerous journey, but they needed to save Narnia. During their journey, they met Dryad. A Dryad is a tree spirit that takes the form of a beautiful lady. The Dryad appeared out of a cherry tree that was blossoming for the first time in 100 years. There's the Dryad in the tree. Wow, I wonder what they're going to do. Finally, it was time for the great battle. Show me your muscles. The White Witch's army was a scary sight. Let me show you a picture. She's got polar bears attacking. She's got a spear. Oh, Cyclops, giant creatures with only one eye, marched around with huge clubs. Minor boars wore spiky armour. Evil harpies snarled their fangs and waved their long arms. And enormous giants ripped up trees with their bare hands. It sounds all a bit scary. But don't worry, I know the children will think of a plan. In Aslan's army, the powerful unicorn reported for duty. Brave senators readied for battle. Enormous griffons soared through the sky. Fauns gathered with their weapons, and satyrs put on their shiny metal armour. Yeah, go Aslan's army. Woo, woo, woo. The battle was fierce, but with Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy's help, Aslan and his army brought peace back to Narnia. They did it! They won the battle! Woo! Now, it's time for you to go back to your world. Unless, of course, you would rather stay here. Do you think you'll be lucky enough to return to Narnia one day? One thing is certain, you will always remember its magical creatures. We will indeed. Back through the wardrobe we go. Give yourselves a round of applause. What a magical story. Thank you for coming through the magical wardrobe with me today to meet the lion and the witch and their armies. And we fought Centaurs and and fauns and unicorns and cyclops. Oh, so many magical creatures. I tell you what, maybe you could, as a challenge, go and research all the magical creatures that we've talked about in this book. And maybe you could draw your own magical creature, make a brand new one up. And if you do, make sure you send it to us at Nonstop Kids, because we'd love to see. Have a go and see how you get on. But in the meantime, make sure you catch all the other videos on Nonstop Kids TV. Make sure you catch up with story time, balloon modelling, science experiments, maths problems, dance workshops, magic workshops, everything you need to keep you entertained. Stay safe and see you soon. Bye!